Hi guys, welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. How are you all doing, guys? It's a lovely day, nice to see you all. Thank you for being here today, and thank you also for watching the numerous videos that I post as often as possible. Self-help, even videos that are of my products that I've worked with for basically for the 14-15 years that I've been predominantly working as a healer. Thank you for trusting in my crystals. Thank you for learning. Thank you for being great students and being teachers as well, because from me you obviously go to all your friends and family and share that wisdom too. So the ripple effect is beautiful, as I do here in Bali right now. I'm learning from amazing people around me, learning all about culture, learning about crystals, learning about the many various different incense they use. And progression, we're always growing, we're always learning, and that's what life is about, I guess. Well, today's a great story I want to share with you, and it's a true story which happened in front of many people. So it was witnessed by many, and the story was very personal. So not many people know the full story, but many people did witness something that happened, which I'm going to share with you today. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer story, and the reason why is I can't shorten this story, and it's going to be a very profound story if you believe it, if you feel it, and you trust me. That's as simple as that. Some people will believe it, some people will think it's nonsense, or some people will just say, you know, whatever they feel. He's marketing his products or whatever through the story. That's how people think and feel. But you just listen to the story, give me a chance, let me explain the story, and then you feel what you feel, okay? Now, I think the title of this today's message will be, which many people ask me, thousands and thousands of people ask me over the years, and even now to this day, this is why I'm doing this video, which would you say the most powerful crystal for healing cancer? And it's not something that I don't think I've ever really specifically said, because I think all crystals are amazing to heal us, but I'm going to give you for instance, with one crystal and a true story that happened, that maybe you'll think, well, maybe that might be something that might help with my mum's cancer, my cancer, or my friend's cancer. Okay, I don't know if it will or not, but I'm just going to tell you the story and you make what you will of it. I think about, I would say 11 to 12 years ago, I was working full on as a psychic and a healer, doing really well, really busy, really happy. And it got to the point where people were saying, Mark, I'd love to see you, but I can't see you, you're fully booked. And I'd be saying, well, there's nothing I can do. And they say, well, could you ever do like a circle night? Is there any chance of that? And one day I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to have to get the confidence to do this. I'm going to have a circle night so we can come to circle, we can sit in the circle, and wouldn't it be great if I went around everybody in their seats in a circle and placed my hand on whatever part of the body, just to give them a little bit of healing. So it's not like they're getting a full hour's healing as a session with me, but at least they're experiencing some kind of healing, which then will help them heal themselves. I thought that was a great idea. So I remember doing these circles, starting them at Temisa Golf on the Costa del Sol, and it's a beautiful hotel. And John Peach is the owner of the hotel, and he was really kind, a really nice guy. So he enjoyed me going there, and he used to say, "Oh, I love it when you come. It's great energy." And I'd say, "Oh, good, thanks." Anyway, one day I recall getting everything ready before anybody came. So I'd finished all my psychic readings and healings at about 5 o'clock. And then I'd pack everything up from my room, that's what I used to do, wrap it up nicely, all my oils, incense, everything, my tools, and then take them all down in the car. And sometimes I used to do 2 trips, believe it or not, because I was like so excited and I loved doing the work and I wanted this circle to be lovely. So the first few circles, there were maybe 20 people, and by the time I finished, it got to 80 to 100. Sometimes the largest one was 138. So it averaged about 50 to 70, okay? This one particular night, I'd got everything ready, and I recall getting ready to do a a circle night, which was going to be about self-healing, coincidentally. So I put a message out there saying, hi guys, hope you're all happy. Circle is at 8 o'clock. See you all down there. Please don't be late. The doors close at 8 o'clock, so you have to be there a bit earlier, because, you know, I go into deep meditation, cleanse the room, and it's a big job to get the energy right in that room, you know, lots of incense, lots of cleansing. So, you know, when people are walking in after you've got it ready, then it's not always a good energy. Okay, so I was just about ready to shut the door, and I'd got a table all prepared with my crystals. I used to bring crystals down. Some people used to buy them, some people, you know, used to just enjoy just touching them, but I always had a load of crystals. Funnily enough, the crystals that I brought down were all crystals without one of these on. So the crystals were just laid down in their pendant form or just as a natural crystal. This lady, two ladies walked through the door. One of the ladies says, I'm extremely sorry, Mike, the traffic was terrible. I said, it's okay, we're not ready to shut the door yet, but come in. As I did that, I turned, by saying those words, I picked up the crystal, the only crystal on the table out of maybe 50 or 100 crystals with a string on. And it was one of these crystals. Okay. And I put it around her neck. So she looked at me a little bit shocked and said, is everybody getting a crystal tonight? I said, no, just you. Why? I said, it's a gift from Spirit. Now, please go and sit down. So off she trots, a little bit shocked, because everybody sat down and everybody must have been watching, seeing that I'd just put a crystal on her neck. Ask me why? No idea. I just did, and it made sense. It's the only crystal with the string on, so there you go. Make of that as what you want as well. So I started the opening night, welcoming everybody there, saying thank you so much for coming. You know, you're all beautiful souls, and we all have a gift, and the secret of self-healing has been taken away from our understanding from schools, and tonight we're going to learn how to self-heal and how powerful our thoughts can be towards healing our body, and to speak to our body, tell our body, and actually listen to our body. If we listen to our body, we can actually feel things either not quite right or manifesting, and on I'm going, explaining to people. How many people have you ever spoken to when they found out they've got an illness and they said they already knew they could feel something, but they never went to the doctors? Well, that's our body. So I'm explaining all of this. Anyway, we get to the stage where it's now time for me to open them, help them feel, help them clear their mind, their negativity, their sadness, their worries, their fears. That was my job. That's really where I feel as if I'm pretty good at. So the music went on, the lights went off, and I begin. So the music is beautiful. They're all in meditation. I've told them how to meditate and how to feel their body now. I've explained everything over the past half an hour of that night. So now I'm going round, and all of a sudden I'm feeling the urge to go over to that very lady that I presented a necklace to, a crystal. I went over to her, and I recall with my hand going straight to her heart, right? And as my hand was going to her heart, no idea why, you know, when I say no idea why, it's because the love of Spirit takes over and guides you to where you need to be. So I'm in this universal flow, and I go straight over to her heart. My hand goes onto her heart, and I kid you not, the crystal which was hanging from her neck was hanging at exactly the place where my hand went to, like this. So I thought, wow, that's a coincidence in itself, because my hand is drawn to exactly where the crystal is. So I'm thinking, I wonder, is it because the crystal's there, or is there something there that needs healing? I was there for 20 minutes. Now, normally each client in that room gets about 5. I couldn't go. My hands was on fire. My brow, my forehead was sweating. I could feel the sweat going into my eyes, burning, but I couldn't move. And the pain was really bad. My heart was like somebody was stabbing me. That is an indication that I am feeling whatever is happening in him. So I knew where I was exactly where I needed to be. After 20 minutes, the pain subsided, the sweating went, and I realized, okay, the work's done. whatever that work is, of course. So I went off and then carried on healing around other people. I went to the back of the room, and after maybe about maybe 1 hour, say, of giving her that 20 minutes healing, I was up at the back end, and I remember healing only a young girl. Her mother brought her too, because she was a very spiritual, very powerful young girl. And I was on top of her head giving her healing. She was crying, little girl, really powerful girl, really understood energy. And I was loving this healing at this moment. Then all of a sudden I heard this, like a scream, okay? So as you do, the music's beautiful, it's very quiet still, and we hear this kind of loud, quick scream. So I turned to look, and a woman's on the floor, like bending down, picking something up. And I'm looking as I'm doing the healing, and then she gets back up and everything's okay again, and everybody around her then continues doing what they're doing, which is self-healing. That was it. The night was over, we all said our goodbyes, everybody left. A couple of months later, I was then preparing to do my next beautiful circle night. The circle night then went really well. It was a beautiful circle night. It was a flower reading circle now. I was doing flower reading, so everybody brought a flower, and they would come to the center of the room, and I would take that flower and read that flower about them. So I learned how to read flowers, okay? And there are people out there who know how to do it. I learned from an amazing soul, and yeah, I'm pretty good at that too. So I can read the stem about your life. The stem is your life. The flowers themselves, I can tell from the colors, from even if there's little things on the flowers, like little insects, they can be people who are toxic in your life and things like that. The leaves, how many leaves, could be family. So it's pretty amazing. So I finished that night. It went really well. I was a bit exhausted. Everybody'd left apart from one lady at the bottom of the room. She was faffing around, and I'm packing all my stuff away. Everybody had gone, give me a cuddle. She's there at the bottom of the room, and everybody's gone. Now she comes up to me. She went, "Hi, Mark." I went, "Oh, hi." She said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "Yeah, I remember you, but I can't remember where from because I forget really quickly." She said, "Well, I'm the person that a few months ago you gifted a crystal to in the room. Do you remember?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so. She said, "Would it be possible if I talked to you?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." She was wearing a pullover, and I thought, which was a bit strange because it's Costa del Sol, it was quite warm. And I was just listening to her, and she said, "Well, Matt, you gifted me a crystal." She said, "I was sat down in the corner and you came over and gave me some healing on my heart." She said, "I've got to tell you, I've never felt as much pain, and I was really frightened. I could feel this pain in my heart, round here, my chest, heart area." And she said, "It was like I was on fire, but it was like somebody was stabbing me." And I said, "Oh, I recall that. I felt the same thing." And she said, "Yeah, but what was really strange, Mark, was when I opened my eyes, I thought you were still there, but you weren't. You were up in a corner healing somebody else." And she said, "And in that moment when I opened my eyes, I swear to you, the crystal that you gave me shattered into pieces." And she said, "I screamed and bent down and picked the pieces up." And I said, "Do you know what? I recalled somebody screaming, but I didn't know why. I was busy working." She said, "Yeah." And she said, "And that night, Mark, I left. I got home and I couldn't stop thinking about it and the feeling that you talked about, that we have to listen to our body." She said, "Mark, the next day I made an appointment to my specialist." And she said, "And they did tests and they found cancer right there where the crystal was." I went, "Okay." She said, "They found the cancer and they operated me within days. The doctors told me if they wouldn't have taken that out, that it could have been extremely bad. It could have been aggressive, blah, blah, blah." I went, "Oh my God." She pulled a top down and showed me the scar. I was in shock and I was crying at the same time. And yes, she just looked at me and hugged me. We hugged each other, and I said, "I am so glad that you're okay." And she said, "Me too." And she said a few other things that are too personal. But the moral of the story, guys, whether you believe this story or not, that's my truth. That's the story. And whether this is coincidence or not. But I have to say this, and I will say it, and it is the truth. This crystal is called Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty is a type of turquoise. From that moment on, I have experienced not one, not two, but at least 3 to 4 occasions that I can recall of people having Sleeping Beauty and finding out that inside their body there was an issue that they needed to heal, okay? I am not saying that Sleeping Beauty is the healer for cancer. I am not saying anything other than that this crystal has always played a part with cancer and illness. So my feeling about this crystal, this is my own personal feeling after the observations of seeing and feeling everything of other people wearing it. I think it's a great crystal to always keep you aware and observe your own health, your own physical. It keeps you aware of if there is any blocks or issues or emotional trauma in there that could turn to a physical issue. I believe it's a good scanner that aligns your body to listen to your higher self. So I don't know, did the cancer cause that to burst? Did that crystal actually blast the cancer to then awaken the person to realize that there is something there that needs to be resolved? Who knows? But what I do know is that encounter was a very positive one, even though it may sound, oh God, I don't want to wear one of these crystals. What happens if, but you can fear as much as you want with this story. Of course you can. You could worry about it and think, I'd rather not have that. But for me, I think this stone is an amazing crystal to help balance us, keep us in a spiritual flow, in a sense that we're not blocked with heavy emotions, with worries, with fears, until we create something that's so bad that it's hard to reverse. I think this crystal catches things in time, and even that, I believe the crystal heals you from the blocks and the physical. Therefore, do I believe this crystal is the crystal for cancer? Well, I think it's one of the most powerful ones I've ever experienced in the 15 years of working with crystals. I think it's a very good measuring stick to alert you if there is an issue in the body. Do I think it helps clear and cleanse away physical issues? Yes, I do. Do I believe this crystal also helps with making you feel better inside, more balanced, more happier, and clearing away the heaviness and the illness from your body? I do believe that wholeheartedly. So I think it's a great crystal. I hope you enjoyed the story. It is a true story. It is my story, and it is her story. And many people witnessed the smashing of that crystal. 3 times thereafter, I have been told that this crystal has smashed on people, okay? And it might sound crazy, as many things do in this world, but that's the truth, and that's my truth, and that's the way it is. And I hope today you can take something from this story and feel the story and make of it what you will. So that's it. So whenever anybody ever says to me, oh, my mum's got cancer, my brother's got cancer, is there any crystal? This is the crystal I always send to them. Now, the trouble with this crystal is there's too many copies now, guys, so you've got to go to a reputable dealer. You've got to find a reputable shop and make sure you ask them that they're not buying from China or India. You've got to buy from the right location where Sleeping Beauty comes from. It's becoming harder and harder to get these, and I have to hunt really hard for these crystals. Okay, that's why I've only got a few on my website, because it's hard to get. But these, when you see them and look at them, they are beautiful, but they're so easy to copy. So the Chinese are copying them now. I'm sorry to say, it's true. They are copying them so much. So get to a reputable dealer and find yourself a beautiful piece. They're not cheap now. They're becoming more expensive every day. I remember buying these 10 years ago for a third of the price than what I'm paying for them now. However, they are a beautiful crystal, a great investment as far as I'm concerned. And you know what? Hey ho, if it breaks and something happens and you catch something in time, or it heals, or it helps heal you to heal yourself, then you know what? How do you value that? It's impossible. It's, you know, it's worth every penny to me. So I often wear these crystals when I'm ever feeling my energy is low or my immune system is down. This crystal boosts it back up as well. The other points to this crystal as well, guys, I'm sorry it's not a short video, but it's an important video, and it's something that everybody asks me about, which is the most powerful crystal for cancer. So I'm telling you my truth. The other thing is with this crystal on a spiritual level too, it helps you fly, it helps you feel at peace, it brings calmness into your life, it helps you find your path and journey in a most loving and gentle way. It brings calmness into your life daily. It really, really does make you feel attuned with your own body and your physical. So it's a great balancer. It's great for what people call chakras. I call them power points. It is an amazing crystal to balance you in many, many different ways. I can't say enough about Sleeping Beauty. When you get a genuine peace, you feel it, and it's amazing. And you know what? This is going to sound a bit strange to you guys, but try it with Moldavite. It's awesome. That's all I'm going to say. Give it a try. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thank you for going to Bajerski.com and buying your genuine, authentic, hand-picked crystals and worked upon by myself. I hope you enjoy them and feel the love and power that they give. Take care, guys, from my heart to yours. Take one more look. Isn't that beautiful? See you later, guys. Bye.